I'm hoping Dr. Jill becomes a Surgeon General, his wife. Joe Biden's wife, because he would never do it, but she's a hell of a doctor. She's an amazing doctor.
I thought she was a doctor and
PhD.
Yeah, I don't.
Whoopi Goldberg was on The View, and she said one of the dumbest things that she's ever said on The View. That's saying a lot for Whoopi Goldberg, because she has said some really dumb things on the show, along with her co-host Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin. But this was so dumb that even Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin had to sheepishly fact-check Whoopi Goldberg live on the show. Whoopi Goldberg had said that she hoped that Dr. Jill Biden, wife of President Joe Biden, could be the Surgeon General. There's a tiny little problem with that would have made it a little bit difficult for that to happen, or it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. Not that Whoopi Goldberg always says things that make sense. She often does not. But Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur on the Young Turks, they got into all of this and explained the big screw up by Whoopi Goldberg. Let's take a look at this.
During a recent episode of The View, Whoopi Goldberg was talking about how she wants someone to be the Surgeon General who might not be qualified for that position. Let's take a look.
I'm hoping Dr. Jill becomes a Surgeon General, his wife. Joe Biden's wife, because he would never do it, but she's a hell of a doctor. She's an amazing doctor.
I thought she was a doctor and
PhD.
I
could be wrong.
I think she's a teacher, but might be good for Betsy DeVos's post.
Yes, perfect.
So Jill Biden has no medical experience at all. And the New York Times believes that is America's most important political talk show.
So we're not getting along with Whoopi these days because she keeps bashing progressives day in, day out. And then she treats us as children, like, oh, she's the studied elder. So look, people make mistakes. I've made mistakes on air. So I don't want to get too harsh on a mistake. When I first saw the headline, I thought she just said she'd make a good Surgeon General. She added details about what a great doctor she is. You obviously didn't know that because she isn't a doctor. I mean, she's a doctor again in academically, but not a medical doctor. So
how are people allowed to go on television and talk about things that they're not prepared to talk about? Like, how does that? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And they're the ones who get paid the most. They're the ones who get the most prestigious roles in the media. They're the ones who get glowing profiles written about them in the New York Times. I mean, it blows my mind that anyone still believes that this country is at all based on meritocracy. Like, it's just not. A mistake is a mistake. I get it. And I actually don't get mad simply because someone disagrees with progressives on television. I get mad when they come from a place of ignorance, like they don't know the facts of the story, and then they come out hard against progressives. Like, if you have a counterpoint to what we believe and it's a good point, it is what it is. Or it could be a point that I disagree with, but at least it's an informed point that you're making, informed perspective that you have. But that's not what happens with Whoopi Goldberg or most of the women on The View.
So look, but they do have a couple of progressives that usually do better. Lately, they've all tilted towards the establishment in a way that's deeply frustrating. Again, I'm not overly concerned about this particular mistake, but the phenomenon that you see that happens all the time is, and you see it here, glowing, overwhelming praise of anyone in the establishment. Given the context of the nonstop bashing of progressives, Bernie Sanders and progressives can do no good. Right, AOC was on the show the other day. They criticized her. How dare you criticize Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi says terrible things about progressives, but you never criticize her. And now this effusive praises run so amok that they're like, Dr. Jill Biden is one of the best doctors in the country and should be the Surgeon General. Oh, come on.
Now, Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian get a little bit far afield of what the real focus of this video is that Whoopi Goldberg, this really crystallizes her stupidity here, that she didn't understand that Dr. Jill Biden is not a medical doctor. But they are right that The View hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, and the rest of the women on The View, they do not like progressives. They didn't, they tore into AOC when she was on there. They don't like Bernie Sanders. They're there to represent the establishment. But the real focus of this video to me is that you have these women on this show making millions and millions of dollars a year. And like Ana Kasparian said, being lifted up as this, they're kind of the ultimate in news and journalism. I mean, these aren't journalists. These are just talking heads, news readers, not even, as they say in the UK. They're just rambling about their opinions, Whoopi Goldberg and the rest on there. And we can see that they're not all that smart. And the thing that I always wonder is, do they not do any preparation? I mean, was this just off the cuff that Whoopi Goldberg said Dr. Jill Biden would be a great Surgeon General, or, she didn't run this by anybody or anything? She just blurted that out. They don't have meetings about what they're going to talk to. There wasn't a producer in her ear yelling, saying, Whoopi, she's not that kind of doctor. She's not a medical doctor. Abort, abort. I don't know. It's just amazing that somebody can say something like Whoopi Goldberg, that a lot of people don't like her, but they obviously have a large audience, but that Whoopi Goldberg could say such a dumb thing on TV, and her two co-hosts that never seem all that bright themselves. I mean, I don't know these people personally, but they have lots of hot takes as well. Sunny Hostin and Joy Behar do, that are really stupid. But the two of them, like I said at the beginning, are kind of sheepishly saying, I don't think she's that kind of doctor, Whoopi. So it's just a funny, this isn't the end of the world at all. This is just a funny segment, but I just thought it was hilarious that it really shows the depths of our media right now, that Whoopi Goldberg and these other women on The View are respected. And they say dumb things all the time, really stupid things. Sunny Hostin has said dumb things on The View. Joy Behar has as well. So I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is the dumbest thing that Whoopi Goldberg has said on her show before? I know she's said a lot of other really stupid things, but is this the worst? I'd like to know your comments on that, your views. Give me a like and subscribe. Do you agree with Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur here that Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny Hostin and Joy Behar and these other ladies on The View are all in for the Democratic establishment and don't like progressives like Bernie Sanders and AOC? I definitely think that's true myself. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe and a comment, as I said, and I will see you in the next video.